Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's video blog. I'm super excited to be with you guys today and to talk about what we're going to be talking about today when it comes to a new place plus a new pace equals a new perspective. So, if you're looking for a new perspective in life, in business, a really great way to do that is to change your place and to change your pace. And I'm going to talk about in more detail what I mean by that in today's video blog, but I always want to make sure I start off by introducing myself in case this is the first time you've come across one of my video blogs on my website, nadinemullings.com, or in case this is the first time you've come across my YouTube channel, Nadine Mullings on YouTube. I am Nadine Mullings, and I am the CEO, founder of Nadine Mullings Marketing Agency. And what we do in the agency is we help women of faith in business who may be struggling to market and promote their book, their brand, or their business. So if they have a book, brand, or business and they're struggling to get the word out there about that, we really help you to be strategic, specific, and most importantly, spirit led as women of faith in business so that you can truly attract the people that you're called to serve in the marketplace. So that's just a little bit about me and a little bit about the work that we do in the agency. And one of the things I've been doing is coming on YouTube and also on my Facebook page, NadineMullings.com, on a weekly basis to just share some insights, some inspiration, encouragement for those of you that may be women of faith in business and men of faith, believers in business that may be struggling, like I mentioned. So what I want to share today is a formula, kind of. If you saw probably in the title of the post for today, it's new place plus new pace equals new perspective. So I'm going to break it down in each one of those items of the formula. So the first thing I want to really talk about is a new place, right? So when it comes to our businesses or even life in general, changing location is key, right? Changing location can be great for your spirit, great for your mind, great for your outlook. Changing location is a good thing. So I want to talk about two ways to change your location. If you happen to work from home, for example, or even work in the office, right? Changing your location couple times a week, right? If you work from home, maybe if you go to like a co-working space or a coffee shop, or maybe even the park, if you live in an area where the weather's good outside, being able to change your location of where you work on a daily basis can really change your perspective. Just being able to physically change location changes your outlook, your atmosphere, what's around you changes, and then that allows you to change. It allows you to have more creativity. It allows you to have new ideas. It promotes so many things when you actually change your physical location. So the first aspect that I want to talk about when it comes to when it comes to a new place is a new place to work. So try not to work in the same exact place every single day, right? It's easier said than done. But a lot of times we experience this when it comes to hybrid jobs, right? With hybrid jobs, they give you an opportunity to come in the office and work in the office, and then maybe some days out of the week you work from home. That ability to change physical location actually can be very helpful. It can be very insightful. It can really help you and motivate you when it comes to working. So I want to encourage you, if you are entrepreneur, business owner, or solopreneur, and you tend to work in one location, and as I encourage you, I'm encouraging myself. If you tend to work in one location, if you work from home, for example, and you work in one particular area of your house, you have a home office, mix it up a little bit. Move your desk or your computer or your stuff that you usually work with, move it to another part of the house, because that way you're able to kind of shift things up, right? So it's important to be able to change your location. And if you're not changing your location, if you work from home to somewhere different in the house, you can even change it to outside of the house, like I said before. by going to like a co-working space or working from a coffee shop. A lot of people like to go to Starbucks or one of those coffee shops. It changes your environment, especially if you're going to places where there's other people, like a co-working space or a coffee shop. It gives you more interaction, like social, with other people, because sometimes if you work from home you're a little isolated. So being able to step out of your home office and going to coffee shops or going to co-working spaces can be super helpful with your energy, with your interaction. All those things are helpful by changing your location if you're a solopreneur or if you're an entrepreneur that works from home. If you work in the office, try working from home sometimes. It will change your mood, maybe change your thought process when you work from home instead of always working from the office. So the first part of this formula today is all about a new place, right? So we have to have the first step is having a new place. But I don't want to limit the new place to just places where you work. I also want us to think about new places when we take breaks from work, when we're on vacation, or when we're taking holidays or weekend getaways. It's important to get away from your current environment. So, whatever city that you live in, whatever part of the world that you live in, make sure you're making space to go to new places, right? Not just always in the same city, seeing the same people in the same stores in the same atmosphere all the time. But how can you be intentional about taking breaks to be in new places? It could be simply going to the next city, right? So not just always being in your own city, but doing a staycation and going to the city next to you and having a mini vacation in a new city. You experience different restaurants, you experience different atmospheres, you may experience different activities that you can do in that particular city. So being intentional about places that you go for, even taking breaks, right? So an example, as I mentioned, is vacations or weekend getaways, just being in a different place. So that could be a different city, it could be a different state. So if you have a bigger budget, being intentional about getting away and visiting other states. Travel is one of the things I love to do. It's one of my favorite things to be able to be in a different place where I experience different cultures, different food. I see new things. That is something that really is I don't even know the right words to say. It's really something that motivates me, encourages me, inspires me to be able to experience those things. So think about ways that you can be intentional about visiting other states, right? If you're living in the United States or if you're living in a different part of the world, be intentional about seeing different parts of your own country. The third place that I would say is be intentional about visiting outside of your country. I think for me, the best type of travel and what I love the most is actually leaving. I'm in the United States. So, leaving the United States and traveling to places outside of the United States is actually where I find the most growth. I find that I enjoy that the most because I get to experience completely different cultures, completely different food, completely different entertainment, completely different sightseeing. It's very different when we experience things outside of the country. So try to be intentional, even if it's like once a year or every 2 years, being able to visit places outside of the United States and be intentional about seeing new places, right? Because this particular vlog is all about the impact of new place plus new pace equals a new perspective. So when it comes to new place, I kind of broke it down in two different types of new places. When it comes to your work, are you changing your work environment so you can get new energy, new insight, have a new vibe? Changing your work environment, if it's possible, is something that you should try and do on a regular occasion, just to have, again, a new insight, new vibe, new feeling. Changing your work environment is key. And that could be, working outside even. On occasion I've gone to like parks and worked in the park and this was probably more when I lived in Atlanta than South Florida, but just being out in nature can allow more creativity, right? So that's why changing your scenery is so important. So the first part we talked about changing your work location. The second part of changing your place is changing where you visit on your breaks, like going outside of the country, going outside of your own city, going outside of your own state to experience new things. And the reason why we do that is it really allows us to tap into that creative side. When you start just going to the same places, doing the same things, you kind of get stuck in a rut, right? You kind of get stuck in same old, same old, same old. But you want to be able to tap into your creativity. You want to be able to see new things. You want to be able to experience new things. So that's why new places is key in this formula. The second thing I want to talk about when it comes to this formula is a new pace. So a lot of times we have a routine, we have a way that we're usually, order our day, 9 o'clock we do this, 10 o'clock we do this, whatever, 11 o'clock we do this. So we have a set routine, right? But it's important in life and in business to change up your pace. If you're always go, 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 and you're busy and you have back-to-back meetings as an entrepreneur and business owner, think about making sure that you're putting white space in your calendar, times where it's just where you're not constantly on the go. So you have time to really just think, right? So you have time to really settle in with your thoughts. You have time to reflect. Your pace and changing your pace is important to that. So that's why it's important on a daily basis or a weekly basis to make sure you have gaps in your agenda to be able to have that time to reflect, to be able to have that time to tap into your creativity. So changing up your pace is very important. And that could be on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, quarterly, annually, just making sure that you're not always going at the same speed, always doing the same things, because you don't allow room for creativity. You don't allow room for something new. You don't allow room for new experiences. So that's why it's important to change your pace. So slowing down a lot of times, not going as fast as you normally go as an entrepreneur or business owner is how you can change your pace. The other side of changing your pace is there are times in business where you have to increase your pace. If you have a launch, if you have something that you're launching in your business, you're launching a book or you're launching a new product or service. A lot of times that requires more speed, more things that you have to do in your business. It requires a higher amount of pace in your business. So I'm not saying to always slow down without taking into account the fact that there's moments where you're going to have to speed up, right? You're going to have to put the gas, put your foot on the gas and speed things up. So make sure you're keeping a balance of those moments where you got to speed things up in business by launching events. There's, different scenarios where things are kind of more fast paced in business. But if you're always going at that fast pace, it actually leads to overwhelm and burnout, right? So we don't want to be overwhelmed in business. We don't want to be burnt out in business. So running your business at a pace where you're constantly go, 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 and everything is fast paced is going to eventually lead to burnout. It's going to lead to burnout for you as a CEO and owner. It's going to lead to burnout for your team if you have a team. So that's why you have to be intentional about changing your pace and making sure that you're leaving space for times like thinking, for times for creativity, for times of fun, right? So making sure that you're changing up your pace in your business is important to this formula. So we talked about the importance of a new place. And we talked about the importance of a new pace. And the reason why is to have a new perspective. So, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a woman of faith, as a believer in business, or a man of faith, if you're watching this, it's important that we have a new perspective on things. If you run things exactly the same all the time, you're not stepping into creativity. And one of the things that's going to help you stand out in the marketplace is being innovative, is being creative, it's doing things differently than other people. So, making sure that you reserve space to be innovative in your business. You reserve space to be creative in your business. You reserve space to create those new ideas or even think of things differently. I always love the concept of reimagining. If we could do things differently, how would we do it? If we could reimagine and start from scratch with a blank piece of paper, what would it need to look like? So having the ability to reimagine, have new ideas allows you to stand out in the marketplace because it allows you to be more creative and have more imagination. It really allows for that new perspective that can change your business, can even change your life. So that's why it's important to have a new perspective and to set up this type of formula to make sure that you are leaning into new perspectives when it comes to life and when it comes to business. So the topic for today's vlog is really a formula. It's a new place plus a new pace equals a new perspective. And it's important to have a new perspective in life and business because that's where your creativity is. That's where your ideas come from. That's where innovation comes from. It really comes from having a new perspective and looking at things differently. So that's why it's important in life and in business, of course. One of the things that I love to do, one of my favorite things when it comes to this formula of new place plus new pace equals a new perspective is retreats. So retreats are a great way to really set aside a time and a period to really go away from your regular routine and focus on, different things, whether it's a business retreat, women's retreat or relationship retreat. It allows you to step out of your usual routine to go to a new place. And I'm talking about in-person retreats. There's also virtual retreats, which are amazing. I run virtual retreats all the time. But for this particular vlog, I really want to focus on in-person retreats. So in-person retreats really allow you to go to a different location, whether it's wherever the retreat is, in a different state, a different city, a different country. It allows you to really be at a different pace. You're not doing the usual things that you do in your life because you're at the retreat. You're learning new things and you're doing different exercises and really going deep on a particular topic, whatever that retreat may be about. So that really is a great place to have a new place, a new pace. And retreats to me are probably the most transformative. If you go to a retreat, I've actually attended retreats and run in-person retreats. And I feel like those are the most sacred places for transformation. If you really step into a good container of support when it comes to retreats, you're more than likely going to walk away from that retreat with some type of transformation, with some type of new perspective, with some type of new outlook for your life or for your business. And that's why I'm so um, adamant or a big advocate for retreats and specifically in-person retreats because it really is a container of transformation. So if you want to transform anything in your life or anything in your business, think about going on retreat. And again, it goes with that same formula. Retreats, in-person retreats allow you to go to a new place, allow you to have a new pace, and that again gets you to a new perspective, which is where transformation lies. Transformation lies in changing the way that you think and having a new outlook, a new perspective on things, and then moving on to take action based on that new outlook and that new perspective. So that is why I love retreats. So I hope this has been helpful for you because I really wanted to just create this formula and really talk about why this formula is important to really take time to be intentional, whether it's an intentional a lot of times means scheduling it, right? Putting it in your calendar, being intentional about making sure that you have space to be able to have new perspectives on things. So really creating that new place plus new place equals a new perspective. So, in addition to sharing about that today, I always love to offer invitations to go deeper. So, I don't want to just give you a concept, give you an idea, and tell you to, run with that, but offer you an opportunity and an invitation to go deeper. And I want to give you an invitation to join me on an amazing retreat that's coming up. It's coming up in October. It's October 21st through the 25th, and it's Live Your Optimal Life Retreat. And the Live Your Optimal Life retreat is really geared towards women who are in business. So if you are a professional woman, if you're a woman in business, and you really need to, step outside of your regular environment and really be in an environment where you can grow in life and in business, and specifically on the principles that they're going to be sharing about in the Live Your Optimal Life retreat is about really finding balance in your life. A lot of us struggle with balancing, personal and home and business and all the different hats that we have to wear as women. And this retreat is really about helping us hone into harmony, really getting that balance in life. It's also about tapping into your brilliance. We all are brilliant in some way, shape, or form. So are you truly embracing your brilliance? Are you truly tapping into your brilliance? What does your brilliance mean? What does your brilliance look like? So it's going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about beauty, aspects of beauty and beauty as it comes to just realizing the beauty around us, the beauty in the life that we have. So those are just a few of the topics that's going to be covered in the retreat. What I'm going to do is probably put a link in the description section of this page or on the YouTube video so you can learn a little bit more about the Live Your Optimal Life retreat. It is a cruise retreat, so I do want to mention that it's a luxury cruise retreat on Celebrity Cruises, which is a luxury cruise line, and it is a 5 day 4 night cruise to the Bahamas, and the cruise leaves out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So if you're thinking about needing to reimagine things in your life, if you're thinking about needing a new outlook or a new perspective, if you want a really safe environment with a community of women in business that are super supportive, I really encourage you to attend and register for this retreat, Live Your Optimal Life retreat. It's through Ladies Power Lunch. So it's the Ladies Power Lunch, Live Your Optimal Life retreat. The two hosts are Dr. Davia Shepherd and Gail. They are going to be the hosts for the retreat. So I know it's going to be amazing because both of them are super amazing. So I'm going to be there too. I'm going to be involved in the retreat. So I'm excited to be a part of the retreat. So again, this is just my invitation to you to go a little bit deeper. Sometimes I will share topics with you, but then in addition to sharing those topics, I always like to invite you to go deeper. So if you feel like you need a change of pace, you need a change of place, and you want a new perspective so you can grow in your business, you can grow in life. This is an invitation for you. This is an opportunity for you. At the time of this recording, it's going to be in what I think 2 months because we're in August. So in exactly 2 months, we're going to be cruising away on Celebrity Cruise Line out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida on October 21st through the 25th, 2024. So I encourage you to join us for the Live Your Optimal Life retreat. But most of all, I encourage you to use that formula to grow in life and business. Always make sure you're figuring out new places to go, plus having a new pace in your business, and it will equal a new perspective, which leads to innovation. It leads to ideas for your business, and it really helps you to grow in life and in business. So thank you so much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching on YouTube. Give me a thumbs up. If this was content that resonated with you, go ahead and do a thumbs up for this video. If this was content that resonated with you, or even if you want to put in the comment section, what's a formula that you use? Can you resonate with this formula about new place plus new pace equals new perspective? I'd love your perspective on it. So put in your in the comment section, your thoughts on that. And of course, subscribe because on this channel, I talk about all things women, all things faith, and all things business. So we combined faith and business, and the content on this channel is all about women, faith, and business. So that if that's something that you're interested in, I do encourage you to subscribe to the channel. So comment, share, like, subscribe, whatever you feel led to do. And thank you so much for watching this episode. It's not really episode. I always say episode on the podcast. Thank you for watching this particular vlog post. And I'll see you next time. Bye.